How to beat loneliness and social isolation. Expert insights. Have you ever felt lonely in a crowded room? Or maybe you're surrounded by family and friends, and yet you still feel this deep sense of isolation. If so, you're not alone. Today, we're looking at the paradox of feeling lonely when you're actually not alone, and more importantly, what you can do about it. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Let's start by defining what loneliness really is, because it's more than just being a lone dot in your closest relationships. It's almost like the activity around you amplifies the emptiness you feel inside. Think of it as this: loneliness is like hunger. Just as hunger signals that your body needs food, loneliness signals that your mind and heart need connection. It's a natural emotional response that tells you something is missing in your social or emotional life. And just like with the hunger, the longer you ignore it, the worse it can feel. Relationships. Quality trumps quantity when it comes to combating loneliness. Speaking of social media, our digital age plays a huge role in modern loneliness. We're more connected than ever online, but these connections often lack depth. Scrolling through carefully curated highlights of other people's lives can leave you feeling inadequate and isolated. Another source of loneliness is having unmet emotional needs. Or let's say you have a friend who talks at length about their problems, but shows little interest in you trying to share your own struggles. This imbalance can leave you feeling unimportant, contributing to feelings of loneliness. These unmet needs, whether for empathy, reciprocity, or deep understanding, can create a sense of emotional distance and therefore make you feel lonely. Another source of loneliness is comparison and unrealistic expectations. If you constantly measure your life against others or against an idealized version of what you think your life should be, you can feel like you're falling short, leading to isolation. Past traumas or attachment issues can create barriers to forming close connections. If you've been hurt in the past, you might unconsciously push people away or struggle to trust, leading to a sense of loneliness even when others are reaching out to you. And lastly, it's important to note that sometimes persistent feelings of loneliness can be a symptom of depression or other mental health conditions. If you suspect that this might be the case, you should seek professional help. So those are several reasons that you can feel lonely. What can you do to change this feeling? I'm going to give you 5 strategies. Number 1, becoming self-aware of your emotional needs. Start by reflecting on what you feel you're missing in your current connections, and you might uncover patterns like always being the listener and never feeling heard or feeling connected in group settings but missing the one-on-one intimacy. Another useful exercise is to imagine your ideal connection. What does it look like? How do you feel when you're with this person? This can help you pinpoint what you really care about in your relationships. Is it someone who checks in on you regularly, or someone who makes you feel valued and accepted without judgment? It makes you human, and by recognizing and honoring your emotional needs, you're taking an essential step toward transforming your loneliness into a more fulfilling, connected experience. Number 2 way to combat loneliness is to focus on deepening the relationships you already have. It's not about having more people around you, but creating more meaningful connections with the people you already have in your life. So how do you do that? First, let yourself be vulnerable. It can be hard to admit that you feel lonely, especially if you're surrounded by friends or family. But sharing these emotions with someone you trust can be incredibly freeing. And this can open up space for a deeper conversation. Next, think about how you're spending time with your loved ones. Quality time doesn't always mean just being in the same room or doing activities together without really engaging. Try shifting your focus to activities that encourage connection. And this could be anything from having a conversation over coffee to working on a shared project to just walking together where you can talk freely without distractions. And lastly, remember that deepening a relationship isn't just about talking, it's also about listening, really listening. Being present and giving someone your full attention when they speak can be transformative. It makes them feel valued and in turn creates a bond that goes beyond the casual interaction. Number 3 strategy is to seek out new connections with shared interests. It can feel isolating to be surrounded by people genuinely passionate about something, but you're more likely to meet people who share those same interests. Think about it this way. Connecting over a shared interest gives you a common ground to build on. It makes conversations flow naturally and allows you to skip past the small talk. And small talk makes connections feel superficial. So if you're discussing a book you read or collaborating on a project, these shared moments can foster deeper bonds. This isn't going to be an instantaneous process. It's about gradually building relationships that feel authentic and fulfilling. Take the pressure off yourself to click with people right away and instead focus on just showing up and being open, allowing these relationships to grow naturally over time. Number 4 is to limit your social media use and increase face-to-face interactions. Even though social media can be a useful tool for staying in touch, reach out. Self-compassion is about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a close friend. It's recognizing that feeling lonely doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's a human experience that we all go through. When you catch yourself thinking harsh or critical thoughts, try gently challenging them. Instead of saying, "I'm always alone," reframe it and say, "I'm feeling lonely right now, and that's okay." If you need help coming up with self-compassionate words, get my free self-compassion guide at selftalkhelp.com. It will give you the words to replace harmful self-talk. Mindfulness is a powerful tool to help you stay present and connected even when you're alone. Mindfulness encourages you to focus on the here and now rather than getting lost in regrets about the past or worries about the future. When you're feeling lonely, practicing mindfulness. Hold it for a second, then exhale slowly. Notice how your body feels, what sounds you hear, or what textures you can touch around you. This simple act of tuning into your senses can help anchor you to the present. Mindfulness can also be practiced in everyday activities, whether you're eating, walking, or even sitting quietly. The goal is to bring your full attention to what you're doing, allowing you to appreciate the small moments of life that often go unnoticed. Let's say you're struggling with loneliness and these things don't help you. When should you see a professional? Some signs that it might be time to seek help include persistent feelings of emptiness or hopelessness, withdrawing from activities you used to enjoy, changes in sleep pattern or appetite, difficulty concentrating or making decisions, and thoughts of self-harm or suicide. These are all symptoms that are consistent with depression. And it could be that you're having trouble with loneliness because you're depressed or starting to get depressed. Keep in mind, seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Mental health professionals are trained to help you develop coping strategies and work through underlying issues that might be contributing to your loneliness. Strategies to combat loneliness include cultivating self-awareness, improving existing relationships, and developing new connections. Also, practicing vulnerability, balancing social media use, and practicing self-compassion. And then professional. Help is available and beneficial if loneliness persists or significantly impacts your life. Loneliness is a common human experience that you have the power to address. Start small and be patient with yourself, and don't hesitate to reach out for support, whether it's to family, friends, or professionals. For more on this topic, watch this video talking about our needs and this other one on how to hold space.